Alright guys, you're all now official submariners, so congratulations. Alright, you guys excited? Yeah! Alright, if you guys, first thing, remember the boxes I was telling you guys about at knee level? If you guys just want to keep those boxes clear of any big bags, you can put it on your lap or put it on the floor. Like I said, you could have left it on the boat, but it's okay. Just make sure those boxes are clear of anything. Glasses and cameras are totally fine. Got to make sure those are clear in case of an emergency. If you guys look above your viewports, we have these little white bags. We call them aloha bags. So at any point in time during the tour, you guys need to say aloha to your breakfast or lunch that you had. You go ahead and say aloha to those aloha bags. You may keep them complimentary of Atlantis Submarine. Also, we have these AC vent ports right on the above the viewports as well. The AC is a part of our life support system, so we cannot turn them off. If you guys feel a little too cold, just point them out to your neighbor. Like we're at the reef right now, and we're about, let's see, 60 feet. Wow. If you guys check our depth gauges right in the front or back, we have the depth gauges in the front and back. If you guys want to check your cell phones, you probably don't have any cell phone reception, so you can't do any Snapchat or Instagram or even Pokemon Go. Unfortunately, there's no Pokemon down here. But anyway, we actually have to use what we call a UWT, an underwater telephone. And we're going to go ahead and use that right now and check in with the surface.
Surface, this is the Mighty 7. Comms check. Surface, loud and clear. Balance set. On the reef, got fish and vent secured. Thank you, surface.
Alright, pretty cool, huh? UWT underwater telephone. Alright, right now both on... oh, actually, I need to teach you guys something real quick. If you guys want to pay attention to me in the front or in the back, right now is a little lesson for all your new submariners. Okay, on this side, we have a depth gauge. It's about 58 feet. This is called the port side. All right, can everyone say port? Port. Awesome job. All right, if you guys look all the way in the back next to Kea, our co-pilot, there's a depth gauge on the starboard side. Okay, can everyone say starboard? Starboard. Awesome job. All right, so if I say, oh my gosh, there's a mermaid on port side, where are we going to look? This side. All right, great job. And then if I see there's SpongeBob on starboard side, going to be on the starboard side. All right. Actually, on both port and starboard side, we see a big school of these cigar-like goatfish. It's a juvenile goatfish. They're called owama. These owama usually swim in these big schools. And on the outside of the schools, they actually are swimming a lot harder. And inside of the schools, they barely have to swim. It's a little technique for them to swim along in schools like that. Usually there's like a bigger owama, it's a juvenile goatfish. It swims right in the front. We call it the Barack owama. Alright guys, be warned, I say a lot of puns. I am a little nervous. We are under a lot of pressure. Alright guys, you're also seeing on starboard side these bright white and black fish. And the little circular fish, we call them Oreo fish. It's okay. It's plexiglass. You're totally fine. These black and white fish, they look like Oreos. We call them Oreo fish. It's like when you take off take a part of it, or you get to see the white in the middle and the black on the outside. We actually, the other name for it is silver dollar damsel. So all these awama, they're juvenile goldfish. When
Damsels,
they become
goatfish,
older
and
and
tangs.
they grow a little bit more, they actually become veggies. These veggies grow a little black dot.
There's a
right
grouper
in the
out there
middle.
too.
Yeah.
Okay? So when
the
they
big
become veggie,
Bass-shaped
those
one.
whiskers, little whiskers out of
Yeah.
their mouths, that's why they're called goldfish, because they look like goats. Right on in their heads, if you decided to catch that fish and ate the head of that fish, you would actually hallucinate from all the chemicals in its brain.
Yeah.
It's a very popular
Got two
fish.
of them right there.
Oh, someone just went by the thing. By the,
Yeah,
there it
there's a
is.
tang, couple tangs.
Dang. Look at this.
So, you guys probably saw on the starboard side and port side right now, we have what we call Dory's cousin. Unfortunately, we don't have Dory or Nemo down here. The closest thing to Nemo is the yellowtail wrasse, and the closest thing to Dory is the yellowfin surgeonfish, which we just saw. So the yellowfin surgeonfish is what we call polani over here. The polani have a little switchblade in the back pocket. If you look right by their fins, there's a little divot. That is actually a knife. The reason why we call it a surgeonfish is because that knife is so sharp, if a diver went next to it and it started to attack, that knife can cut through the suit, through the skin, through the flesh, all the way to the bone. That's why it's a surgeonfish.
Sharp like a scalpel.
So believe it or not, Dory has a switchblade in her pocket.
Two of them.
So if you guys keep seeing those yellowfin surgeonfish, the polani, the reason why they're always up to our viewports and in front of us, the reason why is because we have algae growing alongside the submarine. And actually it's a special type of algae because we park at a brackish water Honolulu Harbor. Alright, now we're seeing a nice school of ta'ape on the port side. It's a newer school, one of the other big schools here, mixed in with the awama. But you can tell the difference because the ta'ape have more of a big body, the fin is more yellow, it's more of like a triangular yellow fin. So these ta'ape actually are native here in the islands. Those ta'ape came from French Polynesia in 1959 as a food resource. Unfortunately, in French Polynesia and Tahiti, they grow up to 5 to 7 pounds, which is good if you want a food resource. But here in Hawaii, because due to the warmer waters, they only grow up to 1.7 pounds. So as they say, it takes 2 to make a taco. Alright, on the starboard side, you're seeing one of the bigger fish down here.
Fish.
Same location they came from. It came from French Polynesia alongside with the ta'ape, but they came by accident. When the ta'ape were brought over here for a resource, these peacock groupers, this big grouper fish right over here with the yellow stripes right by its tail, it's kind of purplish, little spots on it. That grouper was brought over here by accident. Those are actually a big nuisance to the reef. So every year, there's a big group of divers that come down here. We call it a Roy Roundup, and they come down here to spear all the heads of those peacock Roy. But unfortunately, we can't eat the Roy because they have what we call ciguatera. It's a neurotoxin that enriches all senses in your body. Nice school of awama on the starboard side.
Look like they're floating.
Pigtail trigger.
Let's take it in, guys.
Hello.
Take in all this beautiful ocean. Alright, starboard side, we have a pink-tailed triggerfish. It has dorsal fins on top and bottom and has a pink tail. Remember the color of that tail and why I said pink. Okay, remember that, because I will explain that later. But all triggerfish have the same body type. They have the dorsal fins on the top and bottom. Those dorsal fins move around, making them kind of like a ribbon on the outside. You see a lot of different types of triggerfish. The most known triggerfish is called the rectangular triggerfish. Does anyone know what the rectangular triggerfish is?
Rectangulatus is the
It's the Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua, our state fish of Hawaii. Can anyone say Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua? Whoa, wow! Wow, you guys surprised me there. Alright, let's see if you guys can name the longest name of a Hawaiian fish. If you check your fish cards or if you guys look out into the water, I don't see it right now, but there is an all yellow fish that has a black face, a long nose, and a white mouth. It's called a long-nosed butterfly fish.
Do you know?
That long-nosed butterfly fish has the longest name in Hawaiian fish history. So go ahead and try it. Just read it. Just read it. Don't say it out loud. Just read it for now. I'll say it and then we'll say it along together if you guys can. Okay?
Yeah, I always thought it was the Kumulu was the longest name.
I
Alright,
thought that was
so
it too.
it's actually the long-nosed butterfly fish in Hawaiian. It's called the Lau Wili Wili Nuku Nuku Oi Oi. Challenging? Alright, let's see if you guys can say it. Let's break it into parts. So let's go Lau
There
Wili
they are,
Wili.
right there.
Where? Oh, right there?
Yeah, there they are, 3 of them.
Oi Oi. So Lau Wili Wili Nuku Nuku. Let's do it again. Lau Wili Wili Nuku Nuku.
La willy willy nuku nuku.
Oi Oi.
Oi, oi.
Alright, all together, slowly. Lau Wili Wili Nuku Nuku Oi Oi. Ah, good enough.
Something spooked
So
them.
believe it or not, that is the longest name in Hawaiian history. Second, there's actually an all-black version of the long-nosed butterfly fish. It's called the Lau Wili Wili Nuku Nuku Oi Oi LLA. So if you guys ever want to win at Scrabble, that's the word to use. Wow, big school of Oahu on the port side. A lot of lights we're seeing right now.
Porkfish.
What?
Porkfish. That's a nuisance fish right there.
Oh.
It's invasive.
I don't know the name of his name.
Tastes horrible too.
His name in Nemo is Gil. It's one of these here.
We've got the school of blue line snapper as well, the topping. So we have like a, what we call a little map, and then like we're going to be going to a
Black
couple
line
shipwrecks.
tang.
So we're not going to be circling around. We're gonna actually have a little path and trail that we go. Alright, you guys probably had a chance to look out into the reef by now, and you see all these solid yellow fish. Like the whole fish is yellow. So that fish is called the yellow tang. Very popular from Finding Nemo. We call them bubbles. That yellow tang actually is so abundant here. They were responsible for what we call the Golden Coast. This whole Kona coast used to be called the Golden Coast. Reason why is because there was so much of the yellow tang that when a wave would break on shore, it would actually be a golden wave. It would look like a golden wave. But before the year 2000, there was a lot of people collecting all of those yellow tangs. The yellow tang is the most popular aquarium fish, saltwater aquarium fish in the world. In Hawaii, we call them lau'i pala. Okay? So the reason why they stopped into the year 2000, there was a law passed in the year 2000 where this whole place is a sanctuary now, so you can't grab those or collect any fish from here anymore because the numbers are just dramatically dropped because you couldn't see as much fish of the yellow tang anymore and anything really. So now slowly the numbers are coming back. We're seeing a lot of fish here, but you know what we're seeing more of? There's actually like 1,000 of them out there. I see 1 million actually, maybe. We call it coral. Actually, what do you guys think coral is exactly? Is it a plant? Is it just a rock formation? Is it an actual living organism? Well, it's actually all three. So if you guys look at it and break it down, the living organism is a polyp. A polyp is a microscopic little living organism. It kind of looks like a tiny jellyfish. Those tiny little microscopic polyps form together and they excrete what you'd call a calcium carbonate, which is the material that we see right now. That's the exoskeleton. That's the coral that we see. Alright? And there's an algae that grows on top of the coral. That algae is the legs of the polyp growing out. That algae, we call it zooxanthellae. Pretty fun word to say, zooxanthellae. But that algae continuously grows, and if it overgrew, it would actually choke itself out. So it actually benefits the fish here because the fish will feed on the algae, trimming the zooxanthellae, and then making the polyps still grow and breathe and photosynthesize as well. Whereas the food is getting transferred over to the fish. The fish and the coral have what we call a symbiotic bond. Oh, on the port side, we look like we have Poseidon's cheese grater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's actually probably a piece of, what's that? It's a step from a boat. If you guys probably wondering, we have a lot of debris down here. Not a lot, but we have tires and stuff like that. But you wonder why don't we take it out? Isn't that trash? Shouldn't we take it out? Actually, anything that heavy, like a tire or a big piece of metal, that's able to sit at the bottom of the floor and stay there long enough if you haven't really noticed, coral starts to grow on top of that. And when coral starts to grow on top of it, it would actually be more harmful to take out the tire and that piece of metal instead of just leaving it down here, right? If you guys ever wondered, coral grows at a very slow rate. It actually takes 2 years just for coral to grow 1 inch. Okay? So if you guys are snorkeling around, people will say coral gets stressed out a lot of things, so just don't step on it. But do you guys know what coral gets stressed out about the most? Current events. Yeah? Alright. Keep going. Yeah.
Hillary stresses me out.
Alright, I got a question. So all this little white stuff you see in the water, if you're not looking directly at the reef, but you're looking into the water, all these little white specks we call marine snow, otherwise known as plankton. So this plankton, or what I call phytoplankton, is one of the other food resources down here, mainly for filter feeders. But it's actually responsible for most of the world's oxygen, about 60 to 70% of it actually. You actually probably thought a lot of the oxygen comes from trees, plants, stuff like that. Which it does. A lot of the oxygen comes from there, and we still need the trees and stuff for fresh oxygen. But most of the oxygen actually comes from the ocean, from these phytoplankton.
Parrotfish.
Ooh, that's pretty. Did you get this one?
What did you guys see, Starboard?
Parrotfish.
Oh, you guys saw a parrotfish?
Mm-hmm.
Was it blue or was it red?
Blue.
Blue? Okay, so the parrotfish, otherwise known as uhu, the bluish, greenish color is the male uhu. If you guys check the brownish, reddish color uhus, that's the female color.
Cheaper.
Funny fish. That fish, if they swam in a school and the biggest male, the alpha male, were to die, the second largest uhu, which is the female, would actually take over and turn into a male.
Oh my gosh. See, if women could do that, we wouldn't need you men.
Mm-hmm. Just go for breathing stuff.
Remember that parrotfish because that is a very important fish down here. I'll explain why later.
Eats coral.
Alright, you guys want to see a
Oh,
shipwreck?
that's beautiful.
Here's another one.
Yeah? No?
There's another one?
Right here.
Down there.
Alright.
It's right down there on the bottom.
It's eating coral.
It's eating coral.
It's making sand right now.
Oh, on the port side right now, you see all these little tiny fish right by the reef, right down there. Those little tiny fish with a white tail and brownish body, we call them chocolate dipped down, so it looks like they were dipped by the tail.
Shipwreck stayed up straight ahead.
Alright, starboard side, looks like you're first up to see a shipwreck. The best advice I can give you guys is always look out in your viewports. Don't always look down. Look down and up. You never know what you're going to see.
Or if you're lucky enough to sit in front. See up down.
Yeah, see? And you were saying, yes, that's a ship.
Not the
There's
sawfish.
that pink-tailed triggerfish I told you guys about. Pay attention to the color of its tail and why I said pink. Alright, this is a World War II MiG final landing craft. This is called the Predator. This shipwreck
So Higgins
was
was doing
originally
here.
used for a tourism attraction. It was for shark cages, actually. They bought this in
What was that? That was huge.
Is that a tuna?
Oh, there's a
There's
bollards
another
on the
one.
starboard side. Wow, that's what we call the Bilu. Call them Bilu.
Okay, the skeleton's an added thing.
What? Oh, there's a skeleton in there? Alright, yes, there's a skeleton over there. It's actually been there ever since it sunk. So like I said, it was a shark tourism cage, a shark cage, and it was hooked up to its mooring out here. And there was a storm, so the storm actually filled up this entire boat with water, and there was a bilge, and a bilge pump usually pumps out the water, but that bilge pump broke. So it ended up sinking on its own mooring with its crew. And you can see it right there, and there's evidence. Just kidding, that wasn't the crew. That's actually a 100% real skeleton made of 100% real plastic. Funny story behind those skeletons. So if you guys look really closely, there's one on the mast and there's one in the helm. So there's a total of 2 skeletons down there. But there actually used to be a third one. Those 2 skeletons were brought over here by a couple divers, but there was a third dive group that brought another skeleton down here. They did not tie it up very well. So one day they bought the skeleton, put it down here, but didn't tie it down very well, and it ended up coming off the shipwreck. That whole skeleton ended up washing up at Magic Sands Beach. Everyone freaked out. So the firemen came, ambulance came, police came, everyone cleared the beach. And when the first policeman came and went up to the skull, saw it said "Made in China," and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, this is a big skeleton." Oh, and nice view on starboard side.
What are those like? Did you see them?
So believe it or not, under this submarine right now, it's all blue. Well, you can probably believe that it's all blue under the bottom, but there's a lot of bluefin trevally under us right now. They're using us as a Trojan horse. So they use us as a hunting strategy. The reason why is because they're blue, bottom of our hull is blue. So they use us as camouflage. And if you guys see the fish get scared from time to time, it's because they're darting out to get a meal. All trevally are one of the apex predators over here, meaning that they're not afraid of anything and they'll hunt anything, even sharks.
Oh.
Alright, port side, looks like it's your turn.
Mine.
Tuna.
Yeah. What is it?
Looks like a tuna.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Those of you who are ready to like to start the side,
Tuna fish?
either
It's a little
like
tiny one.
Hunt.
Wow.
Looks delicious. Yeah. See on the chart?
Oh.
No, it's not on the chart. There it is.
So this shipwreck is a perfect example of what I was saying earlier of artificial reef. Been down here so long, all the polyps are growing on top of it and it's creating a lot of sludge. So all the fish gather around
Fish
here.
poop.
Got that nice blue and yellow tang, lowy polyps. Oh, and we have what we call a wahanui, that snapper, fork-tailed snapper. All snappers have that big mouth that just lets down.
Fish poop.
Come on, Ethan. You guys look right under the skeleton, you'll actually see the adult Obama, which we call a renegade. I was explaining earlier.
Look at that angelfish down there.
Is that a Heniocus or a Morishidal?
You guys are paying attention to that rope right over there. Our pilot's paying attention to that rope as well.
So, which one is?
So you don't go into the boat.
It is a Morishidal.
Alright. So that was one of the 2 shipwrecks that we have here. So we're gonna go head out and find the other one. But as right now, I have a little experiment to show you guys. Alright, so you guys remember the pink-tailed triggerfish I was telling you about? Okay, do you remember what color it was? Was it pink? No, it wasn't pink, right? Okay, so if you guys look in the back where Kea is, or in the front where I am, we have a crab. What color is a crab?
Red.
Red, right? You wouldn't believe me if you looked at me right now. But if our pilot turns on the lights, it's exactly red. Alright, and then when he turns it back off, back to that color. Why does it do that? If you guys look around, you guys might look at each other smiling and you see a glowish orange tint, or if you guys have any neon colors, it actually pops out a lot more. We actually lost the color red at 30 feet. If you guys bought a dive log
Red,
today,
orange,
going in
yellow,
terms of age
green,
5
blue.
and 6,
You
there's
got
your
the
fish
blues,
log, and then
purples.
there's also a color depth chart. If you look at the color depth chart, it's on the bottom right corner, it'll tell you what depth we're at where we lose a certain color. So at 30 feet, we lose the color red. The reason why is because the deeper we go, the darker it gets. Color is light, so the deeper we go, the less light frequencies we lose.
Son of a gun.
It's purple, huh?
Pretty cool, huh? And also on the port side, there's that uhu again. Remember how I told you guys to remember the uhu and how important it is as well? So, believe it or not, those uhu, just like many of the other fish, feed on top of the coral. But these uhu actually bite chunks off of the coral. They don't actually just bite the belly off of the coral, because their mouths are a lot bigger, like a beak, like a parrot. So they'll bite chunks off of the coral, they'll digest the polyp and the zooxanthellae. And you might guess what comes out the back end of the uhu is a 4-letter word, it starts with the letter S. It's sand. You guys got it? I hope you guys are thinking sand. So believe it or not, 70% of the sand that we see now on beaches on this entire island is from that fish.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah, it's not a mackerel.
The next time you guys are walking on the beach and you're digging your toes in the sand, just remember that's 70% uhu.
Fish poop.
Wow.
Black critter.
Oh wow, on the starboard side you have a nice little school of black Durigan triggerfish. There's a pink-tailed triggerfish. It's kind of funny how the color changes down here. I actually always speculated that the movie Alien actually got their ideas from the ocean. The reason why is because the moray eel have a back jaw, and it attracts just like the alien's jaw. Well, maybe not just like it, but it does have a back jaw that attracts.
Wow.
And if your blood, say if you were to bleed at this depth, it would actually be green. Yeah. So I thought, or I would think that.
Oh, alien.
That.
The
Yeah.
green blood.
Acid for
You're
blood.
right.
Don't dare kill it.
I mean, the predator's down here. Why not the alien?
Hey, it's an old tire.
All right, you guys probably see on the starboard side we call it a Firestone flounder, otherwise known as a tire. A couple Moorish idols. We'll call them Kiki on the starboard side, or Asian fish.
I can't believe she said she didn't like this.
See, they're nice.
Either.
Only fish in its own species. What's that?
Kids playing a video game back here.
Oh.
He doesn't like fish, I don't know.
Giving up on the
Alright, so the deeper we go, less things that we see, unless we're at a shipwreck. The reason why is because of that artificial reef that attracts all the more fish. So you guys check your depth gauges. It looks like we're about 90 feet now. That's pretty deep.
Wow.
We're going to try and go deeper. So like I said, the less light that we lose, the less stuff that there are, like color. Also plants as well. But you might see a very rare plant. If we do see it, I'll let you know. But that means there's not as much photosynthesis down here. So the fish that we see out here, call them another triggerfish, actually move around these rocks and they dig into the sand and build nests.
I think this is natural light.
They're
It's only 90 feet.
triggers.
This is still natural light?
What we're seeing right now is still 100% natural light. We're not using any artificial light right now. Alright, so one of the plants that survives down here, we call them Palomita seagrass. It's another contributor of the sand that we see. So both on port and starboard side, you'll see the grass right on the field. So this Palomita seagrass, if you guys see little white specks on it, that's actually calcium carbonate. Any sand is calcium carbonate, unless you.
Yeah, think about how clear the water is to get light down this
I
Believe it or not, SpongeBob is out there right now. Unfortunately, he's not this yellow square. He looks more like a stalactite. It's a black stalactite, a little small one. Those are all the sea swimmers.
Cinder block next to an urchin.
Is that a sea cucumber? Right here?
Might be.
Alright, port side, you guys want to see a naked lady? Yeah? Alright, the Shipwrecks called the naked lady, by the way. There's no actual naked lady, so sorry to disappoint you guys. But, this is called the naked lady. This ship's, or this sailboat to be exact, actually sank in 1986. Funny story behind this sailboat. So, a couple from Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska to be exact, came over here in 1986 for a Hawaii vacation. Unfortunately, the couple did not get along so well. So the husband ended up leaving the wife on the sailboat, and she was tied up on a mooring out here. She was so frustrated, she decided to cook all of her stress out. So she cooked so much, she got so tired she just fell asleep, but she forgot to turn the stove off. So there was a large explosion, she heard it, woke up, and the whole sailboat was on fire. With all the adrenaline rushing through her body, she jumped right off the boat and swam close to the shore. But everyone looked at her like she was crazy because there was a fire, there was an explosion, and they looked at her and she was the only one on shore. And she was totally naked because all the fire burned up all of her clothes.
It's a shoe. Some more tires. Lots of tires.
Holy mackerel.
Like 3 of them right there.
Well, there's 5 more out there.
Oh yeah. Artificial reef.
Alright, so the shipwreck is called, or we call it the naked lady. A lot of other people will call it just the lady or the crazy lady. The original name of this boat is called Angel. So we hear a lot of different stories. We're not sure exactly what happened, but we do know it sank in 1986. There was a fire and it sank. Good news is the fire went out, obviously. Big. Nice fire.
Some urchins.
Oh, there it is in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, starboard side, your turn. Make sure you're getting a nice view of that anchor from the sailboat right now.
So this is what you do every day.
Yep.
What a job.
No, love it.
Oh,
Alright, looks like we're looking at these bigger fish, the bigger silver fish right here. Heart-shaped tail, black tips, big mouth, big eyes. We call it a brown-eyed emperor, otherwise known as moo. Those moo are only caught by spearfishermen and not by rod and reel. Those fish have the most tender, sweet meat ever. The reason why is because their diet consists upon lobster and crab only. And
Oh,
some
okay.
seafood, actually. Alright.
wow. Look at how that bent up. Man, that must have been some explosion.
Is there some kind of marker attached to it?
Something, I don't know.
A float or something probably for divers.
Alright guys, looks like we're getting to the deepest part of our dive. So right now, if you want to give your loved ones the deepest hug or kiss ever, now's the time to do it. If you don't have one, Kaya in the back is totally open to give you one, or I will as well.
I had to get that too. 'Cause that's the deepest one you have that too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm one lucky girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here comes one.
I did.
So you guys see all the cinder there for a reason. We use that to navigate around here.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
just, you know, like look at the coral. Hey, that's the coral head. Actually, there's actually what we call like coffee can rock. That's like coffee can. That's like literally the only information that we know. So we put these concrete or not concrete cinder blocks out here to check it out.
There's another one.
What? Oh,
Cinder
yeah.
block. Does the sun operate in foul weather?
Because we just had that storm on
Yeah,
Saturday.
8 days ago.
We canceled all of our dives, even on Sunday because the water was too rough. You guys see that the Spirit of Kona? There's a boat that's always hooked up to a mooring out there, but it was not operating. So one day I'm on or not one day, on Sunday, we didn't operate, so I decided to walk along Lee Drive and look out to the water where we usually operate. Like, it's a boat missing. And then like I looked out and like, uh-oh, it's all the way on shore. And then I see the whole boat, and then within a span of a couple hours, the whole thing just got crushed against the shore so much.
Oh my
Broken little pieces.
gosh.
Yeah. That happened on Sunday.
How was your rate to clarity today?
100 feet.
Did we take a picture of the number?
School of yellow tangs. A lot of yellow tangs. They're coming back. They're captive breeding them now. They're captive breeding yellow tangs now. University of Hawaii has.
Starboard side looks. Starboard side, it looks like we have a green wire coral. Looks like actual wire sticking out of the rock formation from here. You don't want to touch that. So, if you guys looked out where we were at the shipwreck, there wasn't as much coral. Right now, we're actually heading back to the predator. So we surface on that's our surfacing
Like a big
area.
nose.
You'll actually notice that there's more coral closer
Big
to the
mouth.
island. And oh,
Mm-hmm.
so the reason why for that is what we call a fringing reef system. A fringing reef is a reef that grows around this entire island. Right? Oh, looks like we just got notification. Looks like we're at the end of our dive. We're going to start our surfacing procedures. We're going to check in with the pilot and the surface right about now. That's the predator. This is our surfacing area.
Surface Atlantis, we're the designated surfacing area at the bow of the Predator airspace, and we've been down to a maximum depth of 107 feet, requesting heading and clearance.
Atlantis, within 40 feet, make your heading due north.
Coming up to 40 on due north.
Wow.
Naked lady.
approaching 40, we'll hold below, I'm sorry, we're approaching 70, we'll hold below 40. Understand we are clear to surface, switch into nice lady.